Most people wake up in the morning and immediately begin pondering their problems. These problems are tethered to specific memories, which in turn are associated with particular people and events. Think of your brain as a tape recorder that plays the same cassette tape on repeat daily. If your brain represents the past, then as soon as your day begins, you're already immersed in yesteryears. Each memory carries emotion, the residue of past experiences. So when you recall memories of your problems, feelings like unhappiness, sadness, and pain often resurface. The interplay between your thoughts and feelings shapes your state of being, essentially defining your character. If you initiate your day anchored in the past, inevitably, that past dictates your future. Consider this. Something upset you yesterday. Today, you recall it, reigniting that anger. If this pattern continues for a few days, people might assume you're having a rough week. Prolong it, and they'll say you're perpetually in a foul mood. If left unchecked, this anger could embed itself in your character, leading others to label you as perpetually irate. Thus, your thoughts undeniably influence your destiny. By being trapped in past thinking, you inadvertently reproduce the same life patterns, often ones you're dissatisfied with. Here's a typical scenario. Upon waking, you reach for your cell phone. You browse Instagram, check WhatsApp, skim through a few emails or texts, and catch up on the news. Now you're firmly grounded in the familiar. What follows is a predictable sequence. You get out of bed on the same side, head to the bathroom, and eventually pour yourself a cup of coffee, using your favorite mug. You take a shower, get dressed, and either board the same bus or drive the same route to work. Upon arriving, you encounter the same colleagues who evoke the same emotional responses. At day's end, you rush home, only to repeat the same activities. This routine eventually acts like a preset computer program, stripping away your free will and leaving the subconscious to take charge. By the time we're 35, 95% of our identity is formed, a collection of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, automatic habits, ingrained attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions. These ingrained patterns operate like software. Then, with just 5% of our conscious mind, we might declare, "I want health, happiness, freedom." But our body operates on a different script. Pitting this 5% conscious desire against the 95% subconscious programming is akin to a novice competing against an Olympic weightlifter. Hence, our endeavors often falter, and we revert to the same life patterns. The key to change: transcending the analytical mind, the bridge between our conscious and subconscious. Meditation serves as the tool for this, helping us modulate our brain waves and access our core programming. Within this space, profound change is achievable. Many await a jarring event, a crisis, illness, or dire diagnosis to instigate change. However, Dr. Joe Dispenza posits that there's no need to wait for adversity. Change can emerge from states of joy and inspiration just as it can from pain. Regrettably, many spend around 70% of their lives in survival mode, perpetually stressed and bracing for the worst based on past experiences. This mindset skews their choices from the infinite potential outcomes, invariably selecting the least favorable scenarios. Revisiting negative events in our minds elicits the same emotional and chemical reactions in our brain and body as if those events were happening in real time. Our body, in its unconscious state, can't discern between memory and current events. In essence, by repeatedly mulling over these memories, many continually re-manifest these negative states. When it's time to relinquish this negative hold, the challenge is immense because the body is conditioned to feel that way. They often proclaim, "I truly want to change." However, the ingrained habits of the body often overshadow the mind's intent. The body, conditioned over years to gravitate towards negativity, initially serves as an obedient servant but eventually ascends to the role of a domineering master. So, when an individual musters the courage to change and ventures into unfamiliar territories, the body resists. It clings to feelings of guilt or suffering, not necessarily because they're enjoyable, but because they're recognizable and predictable. The unknown terrifies the body. Venturing into uncharted territory is analogous to crossing a treacherous river. The body is acutely aware that if the mind successfully navigates to the other side, its dominance will wane. So, it employs a myriad of distractions to deter progress. That's why, during meditation, you might suddenly itch, recall a long-forgotten task, or be ambushed by a decades-old memory. It's the body's desperate plea to return to the comfort of the known, no matter how miserable. Yet, the unknown realm is where the magic happens. It's the canvas upon which we can paint our desired future. Meditation serves as the bridge to this realm. Within the depths of a meditative state, one can envision their ideal life, choose behaviors they wish to adopt, and decide the kind of person they aspire to be. By mentally rehearsing these scenarios and immersing oneself in them, the line between reality and imagination blurs. To the brain, vividly imagined experiences are indistinguishable from actual events. Thus, by consistently visualizing your desired future, you're essentially programming your brain for that trajectory. Instead of being trapped in past patterns, the brain becomes a compass pointing towards a brighter future. And if practiced diligently, you might just find yourself naturally exuding joy and contentment. The essence of self-improvement and growth lies not just in the visualization of our desired future, but in genuinely feeling it emotionally in the present. Although the act of visualizing future scenarios is powerful, it's incomplete without the emotional component. Think of thoughts as the brain's language and emotions as the body's. While thoughts sketch out the blueprint, emotions provide the palpable, tangible experience of that blueprint in reality. Imagine a scenario where your internet modem is fully operational, but you can't access the web because you've disabled the Wi-Fi on your device. Similarly, just thinking of a desired outcome without feeling the corresponding emotion is akin to having the modem on but the Wi-Fi off. The real magic begins when the emotion aligns with the thought, acting like a Wi-Fi connection that taps into the universe, allowing you to download your desired future. This perspective brings about a paradigm shift. Instead of waiting for an external event or achievement to feel a certain way, for example, waiting for success to feel successful, you can feel those emotions now. The quantum model suggests that feeling abundant or feeling love in the present is a step towards manifesting that reality. By consciously choosing your thoughts and emotions, you transition from being a passive victim of circumstances to an active creator of your destiny. It's easy for many to fall into the trap of being ensnared by past negative thoughts. And just because a thought pops into your mind doesn't authenticate it as truth. On any given day, we generate between 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts, and startlingly, 90% of these are mere repetitions from the previous day. If these repetitive thoughts are left unchecked, they steer our choices, behaviors, and experiences in a predictable loop, leading to stagnant emotions and outcomes. This cyclical pattern underscores the importance of meditation. Meditation cultivates awareness, helping individuals discern their thoughts, behaviors, and emotions. With heightened awareness, it's less probable for detrimental thoughts to infiltrate our consciousness unchecked. By becoming keen observers of our inner landscape, we can actively shape our external reality. The essence of meditation is rooted in the word itself, which means to become familiar with. This practice is about acquainting oneself with the tendencies of one's own mind, understanding the habitual thoughts, emotions, and behaviors that have become so ingrained they operate almost autonomously. The journey of transformation involves recognizing these patterns and consciously choosing to shift them. Imagine the process of self-renewal as tending to a garden. Before planting new seeds for the future, one must first clear out the old entrenched weeds and stones, remnants of past cycles. Only when the ground is clear and receptive can new seeds be sown. Similarly, in the landscape of the mind, one must clear out old patterns and prepare the ground for new ways of thinking, feeling, and being. This transformative process is, by no means, a walk in the park. Conditioning the body to sit still and immerse in meditation is akin to taming a wild animal. Every time the mind wanders off, drawn by familiar routines or triggered by habitual emotions, it's a reminder of the conditioning. The body, having been conditioned to operate in a certain way at specific times, seeks its routine chemical fixes, even if they're negative. But each time one notices these distractions and returns to the present moment, it's an assertion of one's will over the ingrained patterns. It's a powerful reminder to the body that the true self, the conscious self, is in charge. By repeatedly drawing oneself back to the present, one weakens the chains of old habits and strengthens the resolve to create anew. When this shift occurs, when the body finally acquiesces and no longer resists the new pattern, there's a profound release. This liberation allows one to transition from the tangible to the intangible, from the physical realm of matter to the ethereal realm of energy. The past no longer holds sway, and the present becomes a canvas for creating the desired future. Maintaining this practice, even for a week, can bring about noticeable changes. The frequency of falling back into old patterns diminishes, and there's a heightened awareness of one's own thoughts and reactions. To solidify these changes and manifest the envisioned future, persistence is key. Drawing from our deep dive into the interplay between visualization, emotion, and the power of meditation in our self-development, we conclude that the journey towards personal growth is an ongoing one, demanding both introspection and conscious action. Every one of us holds the potential to manifest our desired future, as long as we're committed to investing time and effort into the process. If you found this content valuable and enlightening, I kindly ask you to hit that like button and share it with your friends and family. Your engagement helps us spread this message to even more individuals. Also, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated on future discussions and insights. Lastly, we'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences related to the topic in the comments section. Thank you for your support, and let's continue together on this journey of discovery and growth.